guys, I'm a London-based graphic designer and illustrator. Today I am with Luke, who has set up Awesome Merchandise 10 years ago from his bedroom with a band. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you for coming.
So the questions are split up into sections. So the first load of questions are about starting a business from your bedroom. People who run businesses from their bedrooms are local independent creative people doing what they love and trying to make a living out of it. How did you start? Were there any idea of the business, where did the idea of the business plan come from? Or was it a completely different direction to what you had planned in life?
Yeah, so it started 10 years ago now, and basically had a gap year before I came to university in Leeds.
Okay.
And I worked a load of kind of interesting jobs and varied jobs, and basically I was in a really bad punk band, and I'd bought some button badges before off someone that I knew. Basically decided to buy a badge machine off of eBay and try and sell them to people on the internet, and it was just really like a little kind of, I guess I wanted it to be like a paid hobby for university almost, so try and do something where I could make a little bit of pocket money each week, so I didn't have to get kind of crappy part-time job when I was at uni.
That's really cool. From uni, what did you study, sorry?
I originally went to uni to study law, and I did a year of law.
That's very different to where you are now then.
Yeah, I actually quit after 1 year and then started politics, and then quit after a year of that as well to do Awesome full time.
Okay. What made Awesome Merchandise different from other printing companies that existed, and how were you successful compared to them? Why were you successful compared to them?
Okay, so I think I'll answer this in two parts. So back when we started and we just kind of made badges and then other little kind of badge related products, I think we were like, even though it was quite a bedroom, small operation, we were pretty like responsive and professional in that we'd always stick to like the turnaround times, and we'd try and be like super helpful for people in terms of customer service and support. So we'd like get back to people quickly, and we'd always basically do what we said we'd do. So if we said, I'll get you 1,000 badges in 2 days, we'd make sure we did it. Which is, I know like some other people were a little bit slower or a bit worse at like answering emails and stuff like that. So that was that, and I think now kind of as we've developed, probably we're different from print companies. Now we're probably more of a print and merchandise company now than we were 10 years ago, but probably like the fact that we make so many products in-house, and I guess also that customer support is still like a thing. Like we try and be better at customer service than other companies if we can be.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the absolute first step that you took for setting your business up? I know you bought the badge machine. Is that literally, and then did you just take them to your concerts to sell, or like did you sell online?
Yeah, so I sold online primarily to start with. So basically decided I was looking for an idea, like stickers or badges or something that I could sell to like bands and music. So that's what I was kind of passionate about. So I just went on eBay and bought a badge machine one day. And then I didn't really like think about it or plan anything out. I mean, I didn't have Photoshop even, so I got the badge machine and I was like, okay, what do I do now? I need to figure out how to actually print the badges and like kind of make this work.
Did you design the badges, or did you get graphic designers and illustrators to design the badges for you when you started?
No, we got people to send us their designs. So if you're in a band or you're an artist, you kind of have a template and you just set your artwork up. Yeah, and then send it in.
That's cool. When you started Awesome Merchandise, did people around you believe that you could do it, or did they doubt you and think you were a young, crazy dreamer? If so, how did you deal with this?
Yeah, so I think when I first went downstairs and told my mum I'd spent like a bunch of my kind of money that I'd saved up for university on a badge machine, she was a little bit like, what, you're in a uni like next week or in 2 weeks or something. So they were a bit confused when all this stuff like came, but yeah, they were pretty supportive really. And Charlotte here, like I run the business with and I'm married to, she is like thought it was cool, and like we pretty much did the business together from that point. But they were like confused the very first day that we set up. But
you came down with me and you're like, yeah, this is what my student loans are.
Yeah, I think there was another point when like when I quit uni, I was like just making badges. It got like to a proper business stage almost, but I still like had to ring my mum and be like, so I'm gonna quit uni now to make these badges, and that was probably when she was very supportive, as was my dad, but that's when they were like, not sure about this, but yeah, it was cool.
Did you have any jobs or past experience in the same sector you are in now before you started working?
So not really. The closest I got was, do you know, like work experience when you're like in year 9 or 10 or something? My nan actually used to work at a promotional, I think it was a promotional products company, but they had a graphic design team, and so I worked doing like Photoshop for a week, like there on my work experience. So that was probably the closest I got, and then I worked in some small businesses like pizza shop and stuff like that, which wasn't in this industry, but it kind of
help customer service,
yeah,
understand how to interact with people and things.
Yeah, and that really having a small business was doable, because it's like you kind of see, this one guy owns this pizza shop, and you kind of understand how it works and stuff. So that helped a little bit, I think.
Brilliant. Was there natural growth in your company, or did you have to have a lot of investment to kickstart the whole business plan and get it up and running?
Cool. Yeah. So it's pretty much natural growth, really. So we didn't have a whole lot of investment for the first 4 or 5 years. We were mainly funded through sales and just kind of growth and natural growth and reinvesting in the company. And then there has been there's been investment now, but not by investors. It's still wholly owned by Charlotte and myself. So.
Okay. How important was networking in contribution to your business, and what methods did you use?
Yeah, so I think it was really important. To be honest, networking for us for the first 4 or 5 years of being in the business was mainly online. So we were doing networking, but through message forums and MySpace, and building up online relationships, which not so much in person, but increasingly we found that it's better to do the in-person stuff as well. So we've had a real focus on doing that the last 3 or 4 years, and we found that getting out and networking and meeting people, it makes having a business and your day job a lot more fun, because you're speaking to people in real life and you make friends and build up real life relationships, which is cool.
So when you first started, did you go out to concerts and try and speak with bands, or is that how you kind of got your name out?
Not so much. I mean, I used to put on punk gigs and stuff like that, so I knew people in Birmingham, and then I met a bunch of people in Leeds, which kind of helped, because I knew a bunch of bands from that, but a lot of it was kind of building up a bit of an online presence, like I say, on message forums, and we did a lot on a website called Fantastic, and then just speaking to people and posting stuff on MySpace and stuff back in the olden days of the internet.
Okay. Do you believe that there are plenty of opportunities in the creative industry for people to be original and for creative people to make a living out of what they love?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. It's been really cool the last few years, seeing the rise in stuff like Etsy and people having their own websites, and certainly from our customer base we kind of see every day success stories of people getting their artwork or their kind of ideas, putting it on products, or even if it's not product from us, just making a go of it online or in person, and just basically developing their own kind of micro businesses, and it's really cool. And I think it's really, I'm not saying it's easy to do it, you still have to work hard, but I think all the tools are there, and the internet makes it a lot easier than it probably would have been 20 years ago to kind of make a living from doing something creative.
These questions now to do with finance.
Cool.
I get asked about this a lot online, and hopefully if it's not too personal, you don't mind. How did you, as a young teenager, initially finance your business startup? And was it just through jobs or?
Yeah, so I basically I've had a job for a year, and I used some of the money that I've saved up to buy equipment, and then I was using my student loan the first year that I was at uni, and my credit card and my overdraft, and basically pumping the money that we were making on orders back into the company. Just buying stuff that way.
And then we touched upon the next question, which is when you grew and got established, were you able to finance it organically, or did you have to like raise capital from investors?
Yeah, so we never, I think it's like I said earlier, we never had like capital from investors, but certainly like as you grow, there is like a funding requirement for business. So for us, we went down like we got loans from the bank, we got facilities from the bank. We've done some kind of crowdfunding in terms of, not in terms of equity, but in terms of you can raise money now through like websites that are like loans. So we've done that once. And then just reinvestment, a lot of the growth was from the investment.
The next questions are basically on like business environment and like important topics within like the creative industry.
Cool.
There are a lot of factors that have appeared in business environment in the last couple of years, such as technology and social media. How has this impacted on your business model and structure from 10 years ago? Has it taken a massive turn, or did you have to adapt to the changing environment, or did it just happen naturally?
Yeah, so it's a good question actually. We've always been quite heavy on like the online kind of marketing. It's kind of where we came from, but that said, we have had to kind of adapt to it as well. So like obviously simple things like platforms changing. So we had loads of friends on MySpace, like I mentioned. We were quite active on a few like message forums that were like really prevalent like 10 years ago, and it was a great source of basically like customers for us. So on that Punktastic one, for instance, like every punk band like in the UK used to pretty much use the same. Yeah, but loads of potential customers, and you could place like a banner ad on that for like £30 a month.
Oh, wow.
So it's like good, you know. But I think now it's really important with the social. We've got 2 people that do content and social pretty much full time, and we've had a heavy emphasis on social for a while as well. And I think it's helped us kind of get to the size we have, and we're always looking at how we keep that relevant and keep improving content, and just not being boring.
Did you think it helped that you kind of got in the door with social media like when it kind of was just like not so big?
Yeah, I think so, because I'm not saying that we get it right all the time on social, but I think we kind of respect and get it. Whereas like now that like everyone's jumping up, like all companies are jumping on social, and there's like you see and you're like, what are you doing? But I mean, we put a dedicated full-time person in about 5 years ago onto social, which was like kind of crazy for us at the time in terms of like how big we were as a company and stuff. We were like, okay, we're gonna add 12 persons, gonna be full-time social media on Twitter and Facebook, which was it was expensive and weird, but it was cool, and I think it's paid off for us because a little bit.
What is the best advice to businesses from their bedroom, and how they could compete against giants in their markets that make it so hard to sell their service or product?
Yeah, so I think you've got the advantage that you've got from being in your bedroom is you're super flexible.
Yeah.
So you can like change with the times, or you can change what you're doing like relatively easily. The other thing that you can do is that definitely be more personable. So the fact that you're one person or a couple of people means that you can like interact with your customers or the people that you're dealing with on a much more kind of human like level. So everyone knows that it kind of sucks to deal with like a massive company and go through call centers and stuff like that. So that's your advantage, and then you've probably got more license to be kind of creative as well. So when you deal with big companies, they've got like constraints, and then it comes back to the flexibility really. Like they don't have free reign on like changing something up, and you can kind of use your creativity to your advantage, I think.
Would you say that the big market players in the industry sector degrade design and creative skills? Like take the clothing industry, for example. They sell their clothing so cheaply and pay people who make the clothes so little money. Even though the skills that they have are very valuable, I feel like they don't really care about the design and like the skills, and they just care about profit. What is your opinion on this topic?
Yeah, I think to a degree, like if you look at some of the really big kind of discount kind of retailers and stuff like that, I've seen it before, like our customers that have got designs, they'll pretty much take something that's got a little bit of popularity and traction and kind of like replicate it in a bad way and then like you see it in like a high street window, and you're like, that looks exactly like that product that's been doing okay on the internet and stuff. So I think, yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is. Like, it's difficult to compete with like an £8 t-shirt, right, that's made in mass kind of quantity and yeah, somewhere where people aren't paid very much. But I think as well, people have switched on to that shopping local and stuff like Etsy and kind of like people's individual stores, not on the high street, folksy. People are kind of getting used to like seeking out that, I guess the creative people's work directly and kind of higher quality stuff. So I think it's nice to see.
So there's a fine line between inspiration and stealing someone else's artwork. Is there such thing as originality now? Do you get excited when you see like a unique piece of design work that comes through one of your printers for a product you produce?
Yeah, definitely. Like we've had a couple of customers this year that have like gone from like their first sale to doing like 10,000 sales on Etsy, and it's like really kind of cool creative stuff. And they're doing things like, they're doing like an Instagram picture every day, like so they're doing like a doodle every day, and it's like their Instagrams have like ramped up and their sales have gone through the roof, and they're kind of making these like really rad products and stuff. And yeah, it's really good to see when people, when it clicks for people and they're being creative and they're making really nice products. That's kind of, that makes us happy here, because
how has strong branding been an impact on your business? Like logos, because they're very bold and like you see them everywhere kind of thing on the internet.
Yeah, I think it's been like a real advantage. I mean, the main thing for us is because we're called like Awesome Merchandise, and before that we were called Awesome Badges. It is quite a bold name to start with, and we've kind of always tied the branding in. We've kind of rolled with it and made sure that the kind of branding's always like bold as well. And I think it helps us like stand out as a kind of company, and people are like, oh yeah, go to Awesome, because it's like kind of in your face and people remember it. And then we try and back up the kind of awesome bit of the Awesome merchandise with the customer service and the product. I think kind of it all comes together and helps us kind of be top of mind for people, really.
Okay, did you hire a graphic designer or was it just all in-house?
No, so yeah, the kind of branding today, we did it, we launched it kind of April 2015, so last year, and we hired a digital agency to do, so a design agency to do that, called Robot Food, who are based in Leeds.
Yeah, because I remember your logos and things used to be different.
Yeah, it's been nice having like, they worked on just tying everything together, and we could use our branding on all the products we make, which was as we were kind of getting into the hundreds of products, it was a challenge, because we didn't really have like that cohesive a brand. So they kind of gone and tried to create something that works across like everything that we do. So we've got full samples of that we can use for our own kind of brand.
How did you feel when you employed the first person?
I was kind of happy because Charlotte and myself were making like all the badges all day, so it was really we had like repetitive strain injuries and all that kind of thing, so it was a bit of a relief to get a bit of help. It was a little bit daunting as well, because how do you pay the person, what about all the kind of like, I guess the red tape stuff, like basically can I afford to pay the person. But yeah, it was quite exciting and it was nice to get a bit of help, as well as being quite daunting as well.
Also, in my book, I talk about creating opportunities. What is the biggest opportunity that you have that has had an impact on Awesome Merchandise?
It's a good question. So I think really just the opportunity of running your own kind of like business. So I guess actually like running Awesome Merchandise, or being part of the kind of the team that we've got now. I think that's probably the best opportunity that we've had, because it is like allowed us to kind of we've met like loads of really great people. We get to come to work and do something that we like every day, and it's kind of exciting and stuff. So I don't know, does that work?
Yeah,
in terms of the question? Yeah.
And then just a couple of overall questions. What is the best advice that you can give to people who want to set up in the creative industry that nobody told you when you were setting up your one from your bedroom?
Ooh. I'd say, yeah. Get out and kind of meet people and talk to people. I think that was probably the biggest thing that we kind of took a while to kind of get to doing and stuff. So yeah, kind of I guess the kind not networking because that sounds corporate and boring, but yeah, make friends and acquaintance with a lot of people that are in the space you want to kind of be successful in or you want to kind of get into. So yeah, I'd say that's the main thing.
Yeah. And what future development is there for your company, or like you can tell us anything? Like,
Yeah.
vaguely?
So we have a new. I can't go too much into it, but we have a new website launching hopefully this year, which is going to be cool, and it's like going to be like a new brand as well. It will let you do merchandise stuff in a slightly different way to Awesome Merch, so we're really excited about that. We're getting the factory next door to this as well, and we're knocking it through, so we're going to be doubling the size of the factory, as well as we're aiming to launch at least 2 new products every week. So
Every week?
Yeah, every week, yeah.
That's like crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. So we're going to see, but we want to hit 100 this year, 100 new products. So that's a lot of new products, and I think so far we've done 3 products in the last 2 weeks. So next week we need to like catch up to the one behind, but yeah.
Wow.
So we've got loads going on.
What is the best thing about Awesome Merchandise, in your opinion?
I'd say like the people really. So both the people that work here and we get to work with is really cool. Everyone gets on, and we've got like quite a nice kind of I guess a company culture. Sounds a little bit corporate, but we've got there's a nice kind of vibe to come into work, and then also the customers really sit, like I say, kind of just getting to see what people are doing with the products that we're making with them, and seeing some of them be like really successful as well. So like we've seen people kind of make a business out of drawing cats and selling it on products, or little monsters, or we've seen people like do one t-shirt design and sell like 10,000 t-shirts in 4 or 5 months and stuff like that, and it's just like whoa. So that's really cool when you see that, and it's just the people really.
Yeah. Without Awesome Merchandise, it would be very hard for your customers to find UK suppliers who offer high quality and great service. With your service and products being so fast and with very low runs and great cost, it allows people to live their lives, live their dreams, and make it their living. It must be a lovely feeling from a personal view, and like from me, I'd like to say thank you for like making my dreams kind of come true, because I buy from your brand kind of thing, and from everybody else who's using your service.
Oh no, yeah. Thank you all very much. Like, that's really nice to say, and yeah, we do like really appreciate like every order that we get, and like I say, it's really cool when people sell stuff and make money, even if it's pocket money or they make a full living off it, or even just to see their artwork on the product. When we get like a tweet or a kind of email saying, I love this, it's like it's really cool, and yeah, we're really super grateful. Thank you for coming in, and also thanks for
thank you so much for having me. It's been an amazing day. I've learned so much about what happens to all the products like once they leave like my computer from my room.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
The first stage for tote bag printing is you have to put the tote bags onto the machine that's spun round. Then the tote bags would come round to the screen, which had my design burnt into it, and they would just automatically screen print the design.
Hello, I'm Lily Price. I'm a London-based graphic design student. I've owned Lily Price Studios from my bedroom now for 2.5 years, and I've always been really interested in what happens to my artwork once I upload it to the internet to my suppliers. All I know is I get a box in the post a couple of weeks later with the final product. Awesome Merchandise have allowed me to come up to Leeds to explore their factory and to see how my artwork gets turned into the final product that I get in my bedroom.